Oh, welcome everybody to the Psychic Affair. Tonight we're doing flower-psychometry. I've got a few readings to do. And before we get underway, Kathleen, you are up first, baby. Before we get underway, I want to tell you how this works exactly. What goes on really is any choice we make, whether it's food, whether it's drink, whether it's a flower, it doesn't matter what the choice is, it reflects a state of mind. It reflects our state of mind, my state of mind. And whether we want to think about this or not, as you all know, I read auras and see auras there. It's just popping its information out there for everybody to see, hear, and feel. I always have a wee giggle when I see certain people saying, you should ask permission before you read the aura. No, it is like, phew. It's out there. Everybody's reading it and feeling it, whether you want them to or not. It's what you're projecting out there. Now, if you're a bit more sensitive to it, you might feel it before somebody else feels that the nuance has changed, that the energy has shifted a little bit. And then you'll get people who just instantly know where that energy's at all the time, whether they're psychic or not. All I've done with aura reading is I've taken it to a very visual degree, and of course I interpret and I medically diagnose and do a lot of stuff with it. So it's an interesting area. Now, as you come back to choices, when we have a particular state of mind, the flower that we choose may not be the same next time. And this is the same if you're choosing crystals, if you're choosing tarot cards or whatever, a book. There's a state of mind in play all the time. Now, if it's a long-term thing, then what I read flower may be something nice in yourself all the time. Also, it can be the state of your mind today, this week, this month, the next couple of months, in which case you will move on from that state of mind and you would have a different choice. Now, when people choose their favorites, when you say choose this, we tend to play it safe if we're put on the spot. That's why I like to give lots of notice. Go find something that attracts you. Don't put in, I want a rose, and just put in flower and see all the options that come up and what attracts you, what draws your eye, what draws your energy, what pushes you to just push that little button. Click, click. I'll have that one. Even if it's just to look at it bigger, there's something going on in your mind. Now, it's a fascinating area, and I have to say, and I do say this every time I do the psychometry and food psychometry, I always say I don't cheat. When I'm doing this show, I do not read your energy. I do not read your aura. I do not inside your body if I can help it. And if I do switch or something pops in there, I will say so. I just read flower, what it looks like, what its structure is, its color, all of that sort of stuff. Even if I don't know what the flower actually is, I'm reading the fact that you choose it more than anything else. And so I try not, I really don't cheat. I don't do the aura thing, and I don't do the clairvoyant thing for this type of reading. So the novelty of that is, of course, is that any time you want to have a flower psychometry reading, you're getting something that's like horary astrology, which is my fave because it's in the moment. It's like you ask now, therefore this matters now, and all of those and all of the constellations and the planets, their alignment now to the time that you ask the question is more relevant than your birth date. And I totally am, I'm down for that. There are very few horary astrologers out there. And the ones that there are around are quite hard to get appointments with because these guys know their stuff. They can't just do it with a program. They can check where their stars are with the program, but they need to align that with it. I've got a funny story. Bad Dorothy. Say, bad Dorothy. Look at me. I had a lady post a video on the Psychic Shows community, and she wanted it there, and it was 3 hours long. And this woman was actually, she's had people asking her questions in her chat on her Hangout, and somebody must have asked her about a pendulum. And she says, quote unquote, she said, I Googled energy. And then she read what she'd Googled. I'm like, really? So she had 3 hours of the show. And I thought it was kind of funny and kind of naughty of her as well. So we're going to move on to our very first picture, which is Kathleen. Kathleen, we're going to bring you live on here. If you want to come on here for your reading too, Ramona, feel free. Wings should be in. She did know the show was going live, but she may have got sort of sidetracked. I've got you live, Kathleen. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. This is your choice. Is that out of your garden?
No, that's just one of the flowers that I always look at in the early spring when I'm doing some nature hiking.
That's okay. I just thought I'd ask because not many people go out into their garden and actually take a photo. Most of them do the Google thing. But now and again, I've had a garden flower. Now, the first thing that's apparent here is there's lots of buds, but they're at the back of what's shining forward, which means basically you've got ideas in the back of your mind. There's a few things that you might want to bring forward, but they're not fully developed in your mind yet. They're not structured enough for you to feel comfortable bringing them forward. And we've got these really tiny, they're almost like stars, right, off to the edge. There's even one way up the back there. These ones sit for the minute. They are to, like, you grab ideas sometimes out of the sky, if you like, or out of the upper ethers, whatever you want to call it. And when you grab that, and we were just talking about your wings, you must have heard me. When you grab that idea, it's all passion, excitement, and then maybe a few days later, this is at the moment, you're like, yeah, no, I've done that now. I've played with the ideas there, but I'm over it. So you've got a bit of that goes on there. It's a bright spark of an idea, and then, I'm sorry. Is that funny?
That's me. It's completely me.
Oh, that's you.
Yes,
to a T. And that's the flower you chose. What we've also got here, I want to have to a T, that we've got these leaves, and they're quite broad and spread out amongst, so they're not close to the flowers, it's not strong, so there's a lot of flexibility here. So at this stage of your life anyway, or at the moment, there's a lot of flexibility, and you may not be completely clear on your direction, but you've got an idea. And here's the bit, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers fully open and facing forward in different directions, I think that you're looking at diversity or diversifying or making sure you've got a few strings to your bow. But also, I think that one is going to dominate and it's going to start taking up more and more of your mindscape over the next wee while until the others are an extra. It's like, this is my main thing and these are my side things. At the moment, it might be like, these are my 3 or 4 main things. Do you know? That makes sense? They're very open. You're very honest. There's no hiding anything in here. So even if you try to hide something, it'll just go bleh and out it comes. You can't hide things very well. You've got these petals are so far apart that you are kind of an open book. Nothing wrong with that. It just means, you get what you see, kind of a thing. That's it. This is me. Yeah. Hello. All of me. With these broad-ranging leaves, they're very soft and very deep. They're almost sort of scoop-like, spoon-like. So you're a catch-all. That means you're the one probably from childhood that caught the problems of others, if you like. You're the one that got into trouble. You're the one that got caught out. And that's partly because you can't hide anything. But also you're quite happy to take on responsibility for others. You're quite happy to say, yeah, I'll take that. But you wear it close to the ground, so it's not a burden, but it's there. It's sort of like, yeah, okay, I did it, even if you didn't really, or if 3 of you did it, you put your hand and they didn't, and you're like, yeah, okay, that's who I am. I'm not going to lie to anybody about it. And if the heat comes off them and they don't fess up, I don't think it really bothers you too much, as long as they're not the one that got you into trouble to start with. So taking on the burdens of others, but in a way that is very manageable for you. It doesn't feel like it's a weighing you down kind of thing. Now let's get to the colour. Now we've almost got the crimson red in here. So magenta, which we don't quite have, but we've got that little background there, is a tendency towards guidance and wanting to be a guide. But with crimson, it's like, let's get on. Come on. Let's do it. Now's good. Just hurry up. What's taking so long? So you're very much in the moment, and I mean that, in the moment. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. Oops, I'm over it. Next thing, I want it now. I want it now. So patience may not be your strength. It may just be, hello, Ramona. She's on camera. Whee! There's wings. Your turn. There's this wonderful energy around that. Now, also, because the actual flower, it's rangy and close to the ground, it's very practical, it's very down-to-earth energy, and it's one that could fly under the radar, if you like. You could easily be underestimated by others, I think, and seem like you're just not quite worried about anything, and then you might turn around and just go whomp when it suits you on occasion, or when it's important enough or matters enough. Most of the time, you're quite happy to fly under the radar and not necessarily be the bright shining light all the time. Now we've got this one here tucked away underneath, and that's the you don't show to everybody. There's a you that is there for certain people, and then there's a you there that's for everybody else. And that's what this one is here. It's not hiding, and you don't hide yourself. Just, yeah, they don't need to know that. So I've got two separate groups, or two separate, not lives exactly, but this is my home, this is my work, this is this sort of friend, and that's that sort of friend. And it's very much separated out for you. There are people you will talk about this, and there are people you will talk about that. Never the twain shall meet. You know, the odd crossover maybe, but mostly, no, not your scene. So how are we doing so far?
Oh my gosh, it's freaking me out. That's like one of my favorite wildflowers, and I thought about it right away when you asked for the flower. And it's freaking me out because it's dead on. It's
nice,
weird.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm loving it.
It is weird. and the power, the main power is in that understanding. When we understand that even choosing a flower, even though another person mightn't put the thought into it that I do or make it as conscious as I do, they know why you chose it. Isn't that horrible?
It is, but
they know. They recognize the flow of energy. They recognize. Go on.
I lost sound for a second there.
See?
I didn't hear you.
Oh,
there's a delay.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that
probably about 20 seconds. I've got.
I can't hear you, Dorothy. Ramona, is that you laughing?
Yes. I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to talk, and I thought, well, I talk, and then you want to talk, and then I talk, and then you want to talk. So I was doing. Here you go. It's your turn. Talk.
I thought you were trying to give me some kind of weird, messages. So I enjoyed that. That was perfect. It's
That's
exactly.
The thing. It doesn't, and fantastic. Fantastic. When I do food readings, which a number of people here have received, it's the same thing. So even when you choose food, when you go out and you choose a menu, when you choose any food, you are telling the people around you your state of mind. Mind-boggling right there. And they know it, even if they're not intellectualizing. Hiya, Christina. Welcome. Christina is wings and all to everybody, just so you know. She's living down in North Carolina while her mum is up in New York State. Where are you, Ramona? Where are you, Ramona?
I think we lost her sound.
She's not.
Here.
She's not talking to us. Oh,
she's
actually,
talking.
She's on video, but she's got no sound there. She's got no mic. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't got your mic enabled, Ramona. So when you go up to the headset on the top left, if you click it and then you enable your mic, you can talk if you want to.
I'll get out of here.
Black bar. You're recording Psychic Affair. That's all good. Christina, you got here just in time, and Ramona is going to sort out her mic, or she's going to not. It doesn't matter. Can call in. The call-in number, if you want to use, you can use a phone, or you can use 631. Lost it. 631. Oh, lost it. Hang on. I should put it down here. I've got to go copy paste. 631. Let's try that again. Every time somebody types, I'm going to lose it. So hang on a minute. Don't type. Copy. Right. I'll put it here so I can paste. 631-353-442. The code to type in or the code to punch in is 78407 for this show. So 631-653-442. 4342 is IntuiTalks, and this show's code is 78407. So welcome everybody to Flower Psychometry. We have this event of choices, and I don't know if you can hear, Ramona. Nod if you can. Can you hear?
Yes.
Nod if you can hear.
Yes, and I can
you've got your mic. Well done.
Oh, you
That's
can
all
hear
we were
me
after
now.
was
Good.
your mic. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, I can hear you now. That's what we were after, because I thought you were talking and we couldn't hear you. So this is Christina. Now, Christina has chosen this beautiful bunch of this beautiful bunch of flowers. The first thing I've got is the flower that's sort of prominent is actually pointing upwards. We've got two facing forward, one slightly off to an angle. That's always going to mean that there are three main objectives at the moment in your life, Christina. The one that's pointing straight up is about aspirations, I suppose, dreams, goals, what you want for your future will be around your mind all the time. It'll be right on in there. Yep, I've posted that nearly every day for a week, Christy, but if you've got a picture and you want to, then I'll hand you the controls and you can post it up. I won't be going anywhere to get pictures at this stage. We want to keep this wonderful show happening. Is this Christina here? Hang on a second. Hello?
It's
Christina?
me. I'm here. I'm here. Do you hear me?
Wonderful. I'm here. Yep, I can hear you well, loud and clear. So can you hear me well? So we've got this one flower pointing upwards, which is giving us its dreams, goals, future, aspirations. It's not just goals, but it's aspirations. What you want for yourself will be always on your mind somewhere around the top of your mind. You want things to go in a particular way. What's on the right of the picture there is actually the left, but it's pushing forward and slightly off to the right. So you've got a very clear direction of what you're doing, and because you've got the deep reds in it, you're going to be go, 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 busy, 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 action, action, action. So you'll almost fall over yourself for the next few while with plans and, you know, what you want to do, organising that. Whatever you're doing, you'll find that there's a lot of it. There's a lot of pieces, and you'll just keep marching forward with that. Now, we've got one sort of flowing off to the left there a little bit. Now, that sort of says that there's other things in your life, but they're not really sitting at the front stream right now. So they're just slightly off to the side, and you will be almost tunnel vision for those aspirations. You'll do anything just about to get where you want to go with those. Now, we've got stripped leaves. Now, I know it's in a vase, but this is the picture you chose. We've got stripped leaves. It sort of suggests to me that you're not necessarily feeling supported, that you feel like you're holding yourself up, that you're standing yourself up in a lot of ways. And it doesn't mean you're not supported, just that you feel like the burden's on you, that it's what you've got to do, that this is my thing. You know what I mean? So because it's my thing, then I'll wear the concerns, I'll wear the worries, I'll wear the requirements. So you're very much, the word is stand up, so you'll be standing up to and for all of those things that you want, need, and desire. There's also a lot of stuff going on in the background, so your mind will be pretty busy. And so you might find it hard to shut it up, or you might find that even when you want to rest, there's other things going on, things that may not even concern you personally in life, but they'll just dive on into your brain and you'll think, how do I get that out of here, you know? So it's kind of an interesting energy for you. I think, too, that because we've got wonderful pale lime green right in the middle here. Look at this one here. Lime green's always going to be about learning. It's going to be about achievements, so maybe more study or taking on something that you require to learn. And that can be a new job or it can be study. We've got these little leaves, just a few poking through up the top here. And so they're not really buds. So it's nothing new on the table for you going forward. You've got it pretty clear what it is and where you're going. So I'd say this little floral arrangement you've chosen has set you up for the next 5 years.
Wow.
Okay?
But it's true. I have a lot of things going on. I have
now you've chosen
that I want to get to, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Mom would validate that. I'm always busy. I'm always keeping busy.
It looks like it.
Yeah. So true. Well, thank you for that.
That's true. With the hang on, we're not quite finished yet. because you chose a square vase or a rectangular vase and it's glass, yes, there's more. Because it's rectangular, it says too that things are boxed in for you. You may feel a little bit limited by your past or by what's, but this is like what's at the base of things, what's behind you, and that's the limitations you're trying to move past. That's actually what you're trying to do. There's this, the energy in this floral arrangement is you trying to get past your past, if that makes sense to you at all. And that's limitations of your past, things that may have held back or held you back or you believed about yourself. You'll be breaking all of those up. And that's what this whole arrangement does. It sort of bursts over the top of that. So I quite like that for you, actually.
I'm glad that you said that because there is some issue with things that in the past that I'm trying to break the habit or break through, and I'm trying to figure out a way to do so. And I'm like at the point where I usually would give up, but I'm telling myself, don't give up, don't give up. So yes, it resonates with me. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's awesome. And actually, being driven by a specific goal and knowing exactly what you want will always give you the motivation you need for that. So I think we're pretty much done with that flower. Is there anything else you need to know? Are you happy with that today?
Yes, yeah, that was perfect. Thank you so much. It was confirmation in some ways and inspirational in others.
You. Thank you. I've just put you on mute. Enjoy the rest of the show, and thank you so much for coming and moving right along. We have Tammy, that's Wings, which is Christina's mum. These are freesias, and they have got the most delicious smell. When I was a kid, we used to walk past this house that had freesias all under the trees. They grow in very difficult spots under the trees in the shade, and I used to love it. You'd get into spring, and they're always the first flower out. They beat the daffodils or flying in with the daffodils, and then when they come out, you walk past these places and they just have this beautiful smell. It's just phenomenal. Now, we've got a number of different colours here, so we'll talk about that, Tammy. I'm just checking it on call. Okay. They do smell divine. Absolutely lovely. Over the left here, we've got these major yellow freesias. Now, because they're yellow, it's optimism. You'll be looking at things, trying not to look at the negative. You'll be trying to make sure that crocus is quite different. Crocus has a smaller flower, and it's got a more singular layer of. So if you look at these, they're not open yet. They're closer to a crocus, but actually this one is crocus. So a crocus has got a very simple petal arrangement, whereas freesias, what you've got here is if you have a look, what you'll see is there's one stem under here, and all of these come off one stem. So you end up with like 4 or 5 or 6 flowers all on one stem. And then the plant, they're quite low to the ground, and then the plant sort of ranges out. So you end up with actually quite a floral arrangement to look at. If you go look at a larger picture of a whole lot of freesias, you'll see what I mean, whereas crocus come up as a single stem. So anyway, so you'll be trying to look at the positive. You'll be trying to look at things that are, you'll be trying to step away from negative thoughts, I suppose, trying to step away from things that normally or traditionally might bring you down. Interestingly enough, it's sort of similar but not quite the same as Christina there. There's this wonderful energy. You've got 4 or 5 flowers on a single stem, and they all branch off. It's that keeping things in line, and it is that. It feels like keeping things in line because they always come in a nice straight line like we've got here. See how that is? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers all on one stem. This is another stem, and we've got the next stem just starting to open up. So we've got 3 buds here, so we've got 3 stages going forward, and so that's interesting as well. Move away from the negativity, says Christina. Move away from the negativity, Ma. I like that. Because it's forefront, it's determined and positive effort to do exactly that. It's quite a complex few flowers that you've got here. So as you've got the the 3 stages, and that's all I've got for it, because you've got this one in the front. It's not in fruition yet. It's working its way in, but it is opening up. So things are opening up for you. And this isn't just what's happening. I'm not reading the future. This is what you're doing. This is what you're thinking. You're seeing the things opening up for you rather than shutting things down. The next thing is a little bit further closed behind you, so you're not maybe sure how to fit them all together. And then below that, we've got another one coming up from beneath those. So it's coming up into the future. So this is in your mind, and it's how you're going to go forward. So that's taking positivity forward. We've got this beautiful white run right through the middle of it, and you're going to use it. You're going to hold that, and that's pure intention. That's, I know what I want, I know what I need, and this is for my best good, my highest good. It's that kind of energy with white. It's not necessarily purity, but it's definitely, I know that this is right. It's I know. It's that higher self, I suppose. It's that part of you that brings down knowledge, even though you've got no proof or evidence of it. So it's a very powerful energy, and it runs straight through like that, like almost like an S through there, and it's coming through to the opposite side. So it's balancing off that positivity. It's where I know I want this, and this is how I can get it, as opposed to I know I want this and I can't have it. Does that make sense? Now, we've got these little spots of purple. That's indigo, so there's flashes of vision probably that you'd be having at the moment, because you may be feeling forward or looking forward or wanting to go forward. You may even just be looking forward to something, but looking forward to something also suggests that you know it's going to come, you know it's going to happen, and you keep yourself moving in that direction. And we've got the orange of creativity shoved in the back here. But right up the front, we've got the lilac, we've got the velvety color of lilac, which I really like. And that's accepting things. And I think that's important. That means too that right at the forefront, it's very quick and easy for you to see. Even if you want something to happen, it's very easy for you to see if it's not going to happen and make an adjustment, which may be something you never did in the past, or you may have struggled with in the past, is that if you can't see it happening this way, then you wouldn't have planned another way. Do you know what I mean? So this suggests that you've got this nice little balance of this is my intention and I know I can do this, to keeping it positive, but also right at the very forefront, at the very front of that, spearheading it, there's that if I can see that this isn't going to work, I can now let that go and think of another way. So that's making like the backup plan, thinking outside the square rather than being devastated because things aren't going to happen the way you initially thought or the way you dreamed it up or whatever that is, whatever was in that vision initially. Now, there is a lot going on here, so you may feel a bit overwhelmed, whether it's just thoughts, whether it's what you've got to do, whether it's what's actually happening, or a combination of all of those. There's a lot going on in here. Now, there's no leads to show here. So I would suggest too that, like Christine, although you're not so much feeling unsupported, you've maybe thinking you have to do it on your own, or you're realizing you have to do it on your own, something along those lines anyway. So it's a really powerful little set of things going on here. Now, you've got the support of the burnt orange underneath there, which is creativity. I'm just getting told that my show's about to start. So I must have hit the snooze button before. And so it's a combination of things that are going on. And so, but it's a widescape. That even matters, by the way. It's a widescape picture, which says that you've now got more of a panoramic view, or you have a panoramic view, and you're able to look at different aspects of it without putting everything in one basket, if that makes sense, and then thinking, if this doesn't work, then nothing does, If that doesn't come off, then nothing else will. You're managing to see it as a panorama where I can see this happening, then I work on that, and then I can work on that. So it's about timing and, like I said, putting your ducks in a row, seeing them in line so that you can move forward with your plan. So I hope that works for you there, Tammy. Wahoo! Moving right along. Yes. That could be X-rated there, Christina. Yes. We've got Ramona. Woohoo!
Yay.
Ramona's got differently bunched flowers. Yay! There she is.
Yay.
She's got the cutest laugh, Ramona. And you didn't say before, where do you live?
I live in Boston.
Minnie something?
Huh? I live in Boston. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I live in
sorry.
Massachusetts.
I did know that as soon as you said it. Yep, I can hear you. There's a delay.
Oh.
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yes, Massachusetts.
Yeah, you say Boston, and I'm like, yeah, what state is that?
Boston
I
is
knew it was
like
an
New
M.
York.
I
When
got
you hear
some of
New
them.
York, like,
Yeah,
you
I've
just
got
know
some of them.
it's
I've got some of them. Yeah, but New York's a city and a state, right? Whereas
yeah,
Boston is a city in a state. Is that
in the
right?
state, yeah. That's correct.
I said that right. So I'm not too bad on my geography, but I do get confused at which cities are in which states sometimes, you know. And that's okay because American geography was never in our schooling. You know, British, yes, Irish, yes, Scottish, yes, Australia and New Zealand, yes, Europe, yes, American, no.
That's good for you.
I don't know why, but, you know, over there. So it just wasn't in our teaching, you know, for obvious reasons, I suppose. Maybe because, is that a siren? You're not having another fire over there, are you?
Oh, no. Well, because I do live in the city, you're going to hear a lot. I'm sorry. I live so close to like a whole bunch of fire stations and.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know if it's because
quite funny because a little while ago, Ramona, there's about 20 second delay. There's fire that Ramona went to a little while ago, maybe a month or so ago, and so she posted up online this fire, this house on fire down the road from her somewhere, and within about, what would that be, less than 10 minutes, we had the fire brigade. Photos were already up on Twitter and they were up on Facebook, and we could know what went on. From here, I could know what went on in New Zealand, down the road from Ramona. I love it. It's good. It's good, right? It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's good fun. So these flowers, so I'll get on with these flowers. So because we've got two different types of flowers here, that means too that you're very much into minds, okay? So as we understand that, we're into minds. We'll talk about the color in a minute, but we're into minds. Now, one part of that mind, and we'll go with the lilacs. The lilacs have got so many little wee tiny flowers. There's so many bits to them. So you may find yourself jumping from one thing to the other like little bunny rabbits. You know, I'm over here 1 minute, I'm over there. It doesn't feel necessarily overwhelming, busy, but it's just changing your mind. You know, so you'll be interested in one thing 1 minute, and the next minute you're interested in something else. There's nothing wrong with it, just exploring different things. But none of them have grabbed you in a big way at this point. You know, none of them have sort of taken you down and said, right, this is for you. But you're having fun with that. They are fun. And because they poke in and out amongst the big flowers in here, the roses, because they're poking in and out through, it's amongst everything else that you do. So you're just finding ways to distract yourself, maybe preoccupy yourself, part of the community, to be a part of the family, to be a part of your own life. You know, you're trying to find all these little things and ways to satisfy yourself or to keep yourself occupied. And it feels nice. It feels like fun. It's light because lilacs are light and they're a very pleasant aromatic plant. Now, we've also got these roses. So these roses are quite a rich red, and we've got a couple of strokes of red, but they're fairly well full and bloom. Now, I'd say love is probably quite strong in your heart at the moment, that there's a strong energy of wanting a partnership or meeting somebody or having met somebody because they're roses partly, but also because they are dominating. Now, if you think about this as like the shape of a person, and you have, say, the head up here, this would be down posterior. You follow where I'm going with that? And your arms over here, and then down to the legs. And we've got this pushing off to the right there. There's a deliberate effort towards love, romance, meeting somebody, having something, building something. So it's a nice energy. And I think that you're going to enjoy that a lot. Now, as we move off to the side here, we've got this rose which is pointing off to the side. So they're not all about love, but that one just goes bang, right here, like I'm bang, rose, love. This one here, pushing off to the side and pushing off to the top, is looking for the things that you love. So love on a number of levels. So one is romantic love, the big one at the front here. The one off to the side is, I'm just looking for things I love. I just want things in my life that I love. I just want to love stuff. I just want love. You know, give me the love, baby. So you'll be looking for that. Well, you might even go nutty on sugar for a wee while, by the way. Think on that one just a little bit, because when we're looking for the love, very often we're looking for... I said you might even go a little crazy on sugar. sugar for a wee while, sugary things, sweet things, or looking for those kind of, it's about that comfort stuff. It's about, I want some sugar in my life. Too much? And that's just Rose, right there. Rose, right there. I promise you I'm not reading you. I'm just reading a bunch of flowers. I promise you. You gained 11 pounds. It sounds better in kilos. You know, that's like, that's 5.5 kilos. 5
I'll
kilos.
take the kilos.
5 kilos. Take the kilos. So with these two over here, those would be family kind of love. So it's still love because we're still in there, all around that chest, right? All around the lungs, around the heart area, and the upper spine as well. And so you'll be quite, although you've gained 11 pounds, which I shouldn't say on air, although you've gained 11 pounds with your little sugar rush thing going on, this is also about the heart and about the lungs, and so you'll be feeling quite light. Actually, you'll be feeling light within yourself. You'll be feeling like, you know, there's no stopping me right now. So it's a passionate energy. It's a passion that means that everything that you get involved with, even if it's for 5 minutes, you'll do it wholeheartedly with all your heart, even if it's just for 5 minutes, you know. And then if it's for a week or a month, if it's something more long term, you'll go there with your heart. So it's a little bit of heart on your sleeve energy as well. Others will recognize you're a bit emotional even, or, you know, you'll be crying at the toilet paper ad because it's evoking emotional responses from you, not because you're in love with toilet paper, but you know what I mean. It's just an idea. Mm-hmm. I do describe things my own way. She's used to me by now. Okay, so with these two here, that's more your family. I do know you've got 2 boys, but this won't be just about them. It'll be about your good friends. It'll be about the good family, seeking them out. If you haven't heard from somebody in a long time, you will send them that email or that message, or you will hail them up because you want that love in your life. You want those people that you really care about. And that care about you. So that's going to be very important to you over the next wee while. Now, we've got a rather common arrangement down here. It looks like a simple little jar, but visually it looks like there's pearls, so I'm going to use that. Now, pearls are about everlasting love. Pearls are about creating something from nothing in the area of romance and love. That's what they're for. They're about taking something that seems like a hard shell, maybe defensive, and then giving it a bit of a polish, a bit of a spit, shining it up and making it beautiful. You know, so I think that's really, really nice for you, Ramona. So how do you know that? How do you like the apple?
Yeah, I love it. I love this reading. It's very different from the last reading. It's very more positive, so that's good.
Very different. Yeah, that's good. And it's all about, there's nothing about the future. You know, it's only going to be about what's going on inside your mind, what's going on inside your heart. But when you're putting out this kind of energy, it attracts that energy back into you, you know? So it's a great energy to meet somebody with. It's a great energy to begin relationships and romantic relationships with. It's a great energy to form bonds and friendships. You know, it's that wonderful energy. We're in there and having a meal with somebody you care about, no matter who it is, a son, a father, a brother, a sister, a friend, makes you feel good just because. Yeah. And so it's really quite nice. I like that. Woohoo! Now, woohoo, baby! Woohoo! Now, did you all see the flower I chose? I chose the frangipani. Now, Christy. Woohoo! Christy, did you want to post a flower? Did you want me to give you the controls so you could show us a flower? Or anybody else? Oh, no, we lost the 2 that were there. They must have thought, let's not do the flower show. They may not have understood it was reading. See how they, right away, they want to, I want a reading for the future. If you're into the show, the call-in number is 631-353-4342. Enter the code 78407. You missed that part. That's okay. If you're prepared to upload it, I'll hand you the controls. If you go find a picture and upload it, I just won't be going and finding it or picking it up off Facebook or getting it from the mail. And the only reason I said that was because last time I asked for pictures, I had a person ask me and I had to go to Facebook, but I've got a show to run. You know, I've got people here. Damn Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy that. While we're describing choices, you don't consciously make these choices. And so you could say, for example, walk into a shop and say, I like pink roses and I want a pink rose. And that's not the same as the things that catch your eye. You know, even when you're walking down the road and you see that dress in the shop, or you see that cupcake in the window, whatever that is, it might be something completely different to what you would buy. You might buy it because you don't want to spend the money on it, but it attracts your eye because it's where your mind is. It's something that you might say afterwards. You might go, I don't even know why I was attracted to that, or I don't even know why I bought that, because once that state of mind moves past, then the thing you were attracted to is gone. And like I said, these energies can last, when we're doing this kind of thing, it can last for a day, it can last for a month, it can last, or it can be a part of your regular personality. Oh, is that a yawn? Are we keeping you up?
I'm sorry. I had a very active day, but a very happy active day. So, yeah, I spent all day at the park with my kids, so yay, it's summer, so.
Nice. Of course, it's summer for you, winter for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were here today,
I'm crunching
50-kilometer-hour winds out there and massive rain. Winter,
I'm cringing
but
at
it's
your
14
hat
degrees. Look at me, all rugged up as if it's like 0.
Mhm.
I'm actually just a wimp. It's 14 degrees Celsius, which is about 60, is it 60 degrees Fahrenheit? It's not
that's
actually
not
that
bad.
cold. But I am a cold fish. My heartbeat, no, it's not. I'm a wimp. But my hands aren't even cold today. But I've got a really slow heartbeat, actually, which is true. Really slow. It goes like this. It goes boom. And then you've got to wait for the next one. Then it'll go boom. So I'm going to live forever because my heartbeats aren't being used up at the same rate as everybody else's. And I think I was, I didn't realize, because when I was young, I used to faint a lot. I didn't know why. I just had no idea. And then one time I was pregnant with my oldest boy, and I went off to the doctor at about 7 months, because I don't go very often. I went off to the doctor about 7 months, and he says, finally, your blood pressure's come up to normal. And I said, what do you mean? And he says, oh, you have really low blood pressure, and 7 months, nearly 8 months pregnant before it comes to normal. And then, of course, I was running hot there for a month or two. And so I've got this really slow, low heartbeat. I can't stand spa pools unless they're really cool. I can't have a hot bath. I can only have a lukewarm bath, or I get all dizzy and all upset. If I get hot too fast, I go, spinner. So I'm going to live forever, everybody. There'll be no contacting me when I'm dead. You'll all be dead, and I'll be the girl you come to. Do you have a slow heart rate too, Christina? Interesting stuff. When I was doing Taekwondo, I had to warm up, if that makes sense. We had these really powered 40-minute warm-up sessions, and then when I would go, I would have to actually walk really fast around the park, and then I'd do a slow jog, everything to get my heart rate up at a steady way, so that into it, I wouldn't be dizzy. And once I get dizzy, I stay dizzy for about 30 minutes. It takes that long for everything to come back to normal, which is pretty bizarre. Yes, everything will be fine for you, Wings, when you get back to down to Northern Carolina. It'll be fantastic. Yeah, well, that's it. I've got a bell. I've already got a bell. Ramona's gone. I hope they don't make a mistake and think you're dead when really it's just so hard. It's like, I've got a bell, because that's what they used to do in Victorian times. They used to bury you with a bell so that if there'd be a hole through the top of. Did you know this is true?
Yes,
this is Victorian times. That's Queen Victoria. We're not talking a million years ago. And then the bell would be at the top, and so it's like Saved by the Bell. That's where that thing comes from. Saved by the Bell. Ring, ring, ring.
Do they do that anymore?
They don't do it anymore. No, you're not allowed holes.
Oh, that's right.
So it's the age of technology. It'll be my Samsung 152 model. The Samsung 152 model. And it'll be a bell, and then there'll be a little speaker on the head. There'll be a little speaker on the head. Well, actually, you won't run out of batteries, because if you're still alive, it's going to be quick. I'll be like, hey, guys. I'll be, the bastards cut me open. What the hell? Tummy tuck. Yeah, so all of that stuff from actually, you know what? I would have a ball with something like that. Could you imagine if you were in the cemetery and you had something like that with a little speaker on your headstone? Could be something. It would say something like, "Hear that bitch fly," and then you'd have this. And as people walk by, because I could have a remote viewer camera too, right? And then I could go, "Hello," as they walk past. Wouldn't that be fun? It took on my fancy for years just thinking about doing it. You know, for years I'll be thinking, oh, that'll be fun doing that. Yeah, absolutely, Kathleen. Good fun. When we are looking at, I think when I do these shows, they are fun, but it's important to understand that it gives you an opportunity. I love creeping people out. I love people out more than anything. I love creeping people out. When you do these kind of shows, when I do them, it's really to show you that this is what everybody knows about you by your choices. And rather than you consciously what your choices are, you can look at your own choices. So when you choose an item of food, when you choose a flower, when you look at something that attracts your attention, you can stop for a second and ask, why am I attracted to that? And you can learn from that. You can develop from that. If you're attracted to something that's really dark, that doesn't mean that you're feeling dark. That can be something, you know, that's calling to you on the inside to be different or separatist. When we think about colours, black is an absorber, by the way, which is why teens like it. Absorbs energy and it's invisible. So a person knows that if they have a lot of black in the aura and the energy, then that actually is. But it has a downside. We absorb energy from others, and it's not always good energy. So we're up when we're somebody that's up, and we're down when it's down. So it's a bit like a roller coaster ride, but not of your own making. And so you can ask yourself a few questions then. Go look in your wardrobe and look at the last thing you bought, whatever it was, whether it's shoes, a bag, or if it's not your wardrobe, and you can go look at the last thing you bought, and then using the principles that we've looked at here, one is the color, the other is the kind of arrangement. What does it remind you of? You know, does it remind you of a busy mind? What does it make you think of? We could do a show on that too if you like. Show us the last thing you bought. And it better not be a hot dog. It better not be a bag of lollies, Ramona. Just saying. Better not be a bag of lollies.
I have my bag.
Open your cupboards. Show me your cupboards. That would be... It'd be good fun. It'd be good fun. What is that? Undies? Oh, don't show me your undies. Oh, no.
No, it's like shirts and stuff like that I bought online. Got pink. My favorite color. Some shirts, some clothes.
Got pink. There you go. There's
that I bought online.
That heart color again, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. So we've got Wing saying, I purchased a blue and white striped pocketbook. Reminds me of sailing. What's a pocketbook? Is that a wallet? What's a pocketbook?
A purse.
You bought a bag. What color? What size? Come on, people. A purse. Oh, it's a purse. A pocketbook's a purse. So you look at the shape of it first. So here's a few clues. Go get a backpack. Have a look at it. It's the size and how much can you put in it. You know, if it's something that's rather large and you can put a lot in, it suggests that you like to carry things around. You may be a little bit insecure. All right, you got that? Me, I'm a no purse girl. I'm not insecure when I go out at all. If I end up on the side of the road, I'll pull out my dinky little card and go, help me. There's only what I have to carry, I carry. Now, what color purse? What's the plums? Color of plums, is that what you're saying, Kathleen? When you've got that kind of blue wings, light or dark? Come on, details, people. Details. Okay, plum color. So when you're talking that plum color, in actual fact, you are looking at a very close to the color of the flowers you chose, only it's deeper. So with the plum, you are looking about wanting to get more done, perhaps. So when you're buying that purse and you think, what do we use a purse for? We carry money in it. We take it out and about with us. So you want to achieve more when you're out and about. It means to your mind, you want to be quite grounded. Life force energy, that kind of color comes from the earth. It's deep. It's brilliant. So you don't want to run out of it, get everything you've got to do in any one day done, literally from start to finish. So that actually reinforces that while you're out and about. Dark blue with white stripes, that's wings, or Christina, it doesn't matter. Did you both buy the same same color thing? Is that true, or is one supporting the other? Wings. So the white stripes is the dark blue. So she's looking at it as the base color is blue with white stripes. So the dark blue is about independence, doing your own thing, which actually is sort of reflected in the flowers that you got. It suggests too with dark blue that you know that you've got a serious side to your nature, even when you're out and about, even with your purse. So the white stripes sort of break that up. The white stripes sort of say, you know, I don't lighten up. I don't have to always be serious. I don't have to sit there and, I see. I don't have to, creepy lady. You know, I don't have to be serious all the time. And so it's an interesting thing. So there's a deliberate attempt with the blue and white stripes to lift that out of there. As it's larger, clearly you get to put a lot of stuff in there. So it can be an indication of disorganization if you're not organized in your bag and if it's really large. But mostly it's an insecurity thing. When people have larger bags, they're scared of being caught without something. They want to make sure they've got everything, even if they haven't thought about what they want. What was your last one, Christina? Your last purchase? Now, yours was a pink shirt. Yes, pink shirt that I saw, T-shirt, Ramona. So with the pink shirt, you are looking back at covering your chest, that heart energy, okay, with compassion, that sort of thing. But you're also looking at being light and breezy with it, which we were talking about, that wanting to evolve it. So you want people to see you as being compassionate. And so what I would see in your aura, you're going to wear it on your shirt, on your clothes, that you're putting it out there. I'm bright, I'm light, I'm offering compassion, I'm open, I'm feeling good. You know, so it's all of that wonderful energy going into that purchase of shirt. What the flowers are showing me, what your aura shows me, which I'm not reading, I promise.
Read my aura, read my aura.
For you. You're showing everybody else that in it. Hang on one second. Well, a lady's got to be prepared. That's really funny. She's talking about her big bag. I'm going to be doing aura readings in a couple of weeks, so come back for that, okay? I know that I'm saying that. We'll stick with the subject today. And then next week, I'm actually going to show healing symbols. Yeah. So I'm actually going to show you healing symbols, how to use them for yourself, how to apply them, and I'm going to show you symbols that not often out there, different symbols. So that's next week on A Psychic Affair. So that'll be quite a little bit of fun. And I'm going to put some symbols on the page a few days before, as we go through the week on IntuiTalks page. So keep your eyes on that. And I want you to, without knowing what it means, I want you to choose a symbol, and then I will read why you chose the symbol, what it was you wanted it for. Okay? Woo-hoo!
That's fun.
And that's happening next week at 9:30 on A Psychic Affair. That'll be fun.
Okay.
And also we'll apply it too. That means I will give you the energy therapy that goes with the symbol and the frequencies and what is a symbol, would we want one, and what can we do with it. So really good. But I won't be just bringing in the usual symbols that it sees all the time. I've got a bit of a stop. And so we'll be popping some out there that you may not have ever seen. And I won't be putting their name with them so that you can't just go and Google it and say, oh, that's what I want it for. So it's not necessarily how symbols work. Meantime, we've had an hour-long show, and I really do appreciate you all coming. I'm glad you had some fun. The week after that, I will be doing that, actually. I will go and do a show on Show Me the Last Thing You Bought, and we'll read in a couple of weeks' time. That gives you time to buy something else, whether it's your food, whether it's in your pantry, doesn't matter. But next week, it's Healing Symbols. This Saturday night at midnight on Late Show, we have the Templars. I'm doing the Night Templars, the Night Templars. And that's quite a bloody story, actually. It's very violent. They've had a very short-lived but very powerful reign in the area of philosophy. And this week on Thursday, 9 p.m. Thursday, we have Peripheral Vision. Kathleen is co-hosting on that. Cassie Briggs, that's now Native Versa Lady, co-hosting on that, and Jenny. We've got a panel. It's open mic. We're going to be talking about Diana. conspiracies. We're going to be talking about Roswell. We're going to be talking about Montauk. And we're going to be talking about something else. I can't remember what it was. But we're going to open the phones and we want to hear your thoughts on it. We want to hear your opinions. Bring your opinions in a cup of tea or coffee or wine. Up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been great having you all. And ciao for now. Remember this week, don't be a part of your own problems. See you, Ramona. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Bye. Thank you.